What's going on, y'all? Here's a C++ challenge called Ingredient Adjuster. First things first, I need to include the io_manip statement, as I'll be using this for formatting whenever I output some information to the user. So I got a few variables. I have some constant float variables. I got one for cookies, and that's set equal to 48. Next variable is going to be sugar. The next one is butter. Next one is flour. And it's going to be set equal to 2.75, and I just need to put a semicolon to end this statement here, or in this initialization statement there. All right, so I ended this statement here. It's declaring a variable, and it's also initializing the variable with a value there. These are constant variables. They're not to be changed throughout the program. If you try to change them throughout the program, you're going to get an error. Next thing I need is some float variables, and these are the variables that are going to be calculated or used for user input. I'm just going to declare the variables and not initialize them in this statement. All right, so I need cookies, total butter, total sugar, and then I need total flour. Next thing I need to do after is get some information from the user. So I'm going to need, what am I going to need? It's going to be, put a new line break right there. I'm going to say enter the number of cookies. And then I'm going to put a cin statement to receive the information from the user into the cookies variable. Notice that it's lowercase. Notice that this one is uppercase and this is lowercase. C++ is a case-sensitive language. So this variable is totally different from this variable. Even though they're the same word, it's just the uppercase and lowercase makes it different. And also this is not a constant float. It's a regular float. It can be changed throughout the program. All right, so I got the input from the user. Next thing I need to do is process the information. I need to get the total sugar that I'm going to need to make the amount of cookies that the user wants. So I'm going to set the total sugar equal to sugar multiplied by cookies, lowercase, which is the user's cookies, and then divide that by the constant variable cookies. Okay, so I need to do the same operation for each ingredient. Flour, so the next one is flour. So this is what I'll do. Let me just copy this real quick, paste and paste. So I'm just going to change this to flour. This is going to be changed to flour, and this is going to be, you guessed it, butter. Just like that. Okay, so that's all the information that I need to calculate or process in this portion of the program. So I got my input, I got my process, and next thing I need to do is output the information to the user. So I'm going to do this using a cout statement, and I'm going to set the precision, which is the decimal places, how many decimal places I want after the decimal. I only want 2 decimal places, and I'm going to put fixed because it's going to be fixed to the right. If you want to fix to the left, put left. You can put right if you want to, but if you just put fixed by itself, it's automatically being fixed to the right. You can check that out, look that up to figure out what fixed to the left or right means. All right, so next thing I need is total. I'm just going to output total cookies. That's set equal to cookies, the user's input, and then put a line break. Okay, and then I need the same thing for the ingredients. So I'm just going to copy this, paste it a few times, and then at the end of that, I need a line break, and then end it with the semicolon. So this is one entire statement. This is the end of the statement. So it's one entire statement on several lines. Okay, so let's change some of this up. So this is going to be, cool. So here's all our information there. I'll put it to the user, and that's output. So that's everything. And then I got the return 0 at the end of the program. So to run this program, I need to open a terminal. So in the Explorer over here, which is basically the file that I'm under, here's the program 06.cpp. So I right click, open integrated terminal, and it's going to open the directory, or the folder, directory, whatever you want to call it, is going to be the folder that has the file in it. So to check if your file that you're working on is in there, you press ls, enter, and there, yep, there's the file. So these are all the files that are in this folder right here, and we're looking specifically at this one right here. So we're good. So next thing I need to do is clear this out, and then to run the program, I say C++, the file name, enter, and then okay. So at that point, it's compiled, and one way to check that is to see that this a.out file, or whatever you call it, has been created in the directory. Also, if it's compiled, it just skips down to the next line. If there are any errors, you'll see some errors at that point, and you just fix the errors in your program. All right, so next thing I need to do is output is run the program. So I'll say ./a.out to run the program. Enter. Okay. Enter number of cookies. So the program hopped down to line 20 in this case. Enter the number of cookies. We'll say we want to make 60 cookies. All right, and then here it outputs the total cookies, total sugar, total flour, and total butter.